I'm Rachel.
And I'm Ben.
And you're listening to Why Not, the podcast.
And we're recording from a safe location where coronavirus can't get us.
So enjoy! So, how are you, Ben?
Good?
Good?
Good.
I've got news for you. We have a new segment for this week.
What?
And it's going to be called, can you guess?
Am I not getting on with it?
Incorrect. You would not be going through to the next round. It is called, Have I Got Good News for You? We did not steal this from any TV show.
BBC, don't sue us.
Please don't.
We don't have any money.
We didn't steal the whole name. I mean, it's our idea.
Original.
So I think it's time for a little song. Good news. I've got good news. Have you got good news?
I don't know yet.
I got good news. So Ben, what is your good news for this week?
I don't know. I watched 3 whole series of The Simpsons.
Wow, you are sad.
That's not sad, because The Simpsons is one of the best TV shows of all time. Longest running animated TV show.
I watched 4 seasons of Downton Abbey.
Is that good news? Just we binged TV this week.
No, that's not my good news. My good news is I did some baking. I'm getting better at baking.
What you been baking?
I made a scone. No, a scone. A scone. A scone.
And if you say scone, pause this podcast, unsubscribe, and off you pop.
No.
Yeah, I don't want them people listening.
I also made some rock cakes. Do you know what rock cakes are?
Cakes, and you bite them and your teeth just shatter.
No, they are cross between a scone and a cake.
Is that it? Cake. It's just a scone and a cake mixed into one.
Yeah. And I tried to make some bread, but we don't talk about that. And today I made some banana bread.
Incredible. And that's been, have I got good news for you?
Have I got good news? Good news. We had good news. Have you got a fact? Not a fact, but a fact. Ben, have you got a fact for me today? Ben.
That's brilliant. We record all our jingles in-house. Yeah, I've got 3 facts for you today, because I was reading them.
3?
I couldn't decide which was funnier, but then I got to my 3rd one, and that's undoubtedly funnier, but I like the build-up. So fact number 1, Rachel, and you can rate my fact out of 10 when I'm done. So, 7% of American adults believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Rate that fact.
70%?
7%.
Oh.
There's still a lot of American adults.
A 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10, okay.
Because I'm not blown away because people are idiots.
Okay, sorry. Rachel Hall hates Americans. There we go.
No.
Fact number 2. So the 29th of May, as in this coming Friday, is Put a Pillow on Your Fridge Day.
Wow.
It's meant to be seen as a sign of good luck to put a pillow on top of your fridge.
I'll be doing that, and I'll get Ben to put it on Instagram.
Oh, we will be. We'll be putting pillows on fridges.
Why don't you put a pillow on your fridge and send it us?
You can tell that we do kids' work in the week, can't you?
The thing is that people probably think this is not us and we're just being really scripted, but it is.
This is completely improv.
I do actually get these facts from Ben on a daily.
Oh yeah.
You'd be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Rachel, guess what, guess what, guess what? I'd be like, what? Did you know you could put a fridge, right, on Friday, put a pillow on your fridge because it's put a pillow on your fridge day.
Yeah. What
But
do
it
you
won't
reckon we
end
do?
there, would it? You'll talk about it for a solid hour.
This is episode 3, the Put a Pillow on Your Fridge Day special. We don't do Christmas on this podcast. We do Put a Pillow on Your Fridge.
Exactly.
How would you rate this fact?
A 4.
A 4? I thought that was a brilliant fact.
I'm not blown away.
Well, get ready then, because fact number 3, if you're not blown away, I'll hate you forever. So, fact number 3, it is legal to shoot a Scotsman under certain circumstances. I'm going to give you the circumstances before you rate the fact. So, here we go. Only in York, the law states that it is legal to shoot a Scotsman with a crossbow upon seeing one, except for on Sundays. However, any Scotsman caught drunk or with a weapon can still be shot on a Sunday, except with a bow and arrow. And similar to this, in Chester, it's legal to shoot a Welsh person with a crossbow as long as it's within the city walls, and it's done after midnight.
Guys, do not go out shooting Scottish people.
Unless you live in York and it's a Sunday and you've got a bow and a crossbow.
The thing is, right, you said after 12, right?
Yeah.
But 1 in the morning's before 12.
But I think every law that's after 12, isn't it from 12 a.m. until 7 a.m.? Like fires and
No.
stuff. I'm pretty sure it is. There's also a law that in London you're not actually allowed to shake a mat in the streets before after 8 a.m.
Well, I know that fact because my granddad Joe,
Whee!
shout out to Joe, say hello to Joe, Ben.
Hello, Joe.
You better watch this or listen to this. Anyway, he's a bit of a fact nerd, and he's also Scottish. So I think he told me that every time we go to York and we go in the wall, he goes, "Did you know?" So yeah,
Brilliant.
that's a fact. I'm quarter Scottish.
Well done.
Is it quarter?
Nope.
8th.
I think it's
Oh,
16th. But yeah, you have to think, right? So you've got 4 grandparents. How many of those are from
right.
Scotland? Why? Nan, granddad, that's how biology works. Parents have parents.
Yeah.
Only one of them is part Scottish, so that's a quarter. But
Mm.
then what part, well, if he was fully Scottish, he'd be a quarter. But what part Scottish is he?
Half Scottish
There you go. You're an
and
eighth.
half Irish.
No, you're a 16th. Yeah, I think you're a 16th. Well, this has been the fact segment. Thanks for listening to that.
Have you got a fact? Not a fact. Have you got a fact for me, Ben?
Are you doing another jingle?
No,
No.
I
Right,
can't.
I'll let you introduce it.
So now we're going to go on to the pet peeves. I am not doing a jingle for this one because it'll be an overkill. Is that the right word?
I guess you could use it there, yeah.
But if you want one, let me know.
And we'll do one for next week.
Slide into them DMs.
Yeah, you better not be, guys.
Anyway, Ben, what is your pet peeve?
What's my pet peeve? My pet
Mm.
peeve, Rachel. For this one, I want to
Oh
take
my
you back.
gosh, I know, so annoying.
I want to take you back to a point in time a while ago. I call it BR, before relationship, right? It's a Friday night. It's
Oh, I forgot.
11:30. I get a text on my phone saying, "Ben, I think we need to talk." And you didn't tell me what this was about. You didn't tell me what we need to talk about for a whole weekend. You sent this text. You never say we need to talk to anyone, especially if it isn't something bad. What was going on here, Rach?
Well, I was making the move and I was putting my foot down because Ben never told me that he liked me. or he was interested. He gave me mixed emotions the whole way through. Never made it clear. So I was like, fine, I'm gonna ask him if he likes me.
I would like to point out, I'm pretty sure at this point we'd been on like one date.
No, we haven't.
We had. This was like mid-June.
I don't think it was.
It definitely was.
Get the receipts.
I delete my texts after a few months because it takes up too much storage on my phone.
But it doesn't need to mean a bad thing.
Yes, it does. If you text someone, we need to talk. No, nothing good has ever amounted from that. That's 100% the way they declared war. Was King Edward sent Hitler a text like, "Hey mate, we need to talk." That's how the war started, Rach.
Don't think it did.
Don't listen to this fake news that they're telling you at school. It all started from a text saying we need to talk. Scariest night of my life, that.
And then I got told off by his mum.
And your mum.
Yeah, they sat me down and safe went, yeah, Ben was really, really anxious and worried on Saturday all day. He wouldn't talk to anyone. He was really nervous. So don't ever worry him like that again.
I did not sleep for 2 days because I've received "we need to talk" texts on many occasions. So I was like, "Ah, oh, great." And I
Should
didn't
I
sleep.
say,
And you were having a great time. What's your pet peeve, pal?
I'm being nice. It's not actually about you. It's not about anyone personally. It's just about people in general. I've got two, both kind of relating. Okay. So number one, right? You're gonna pick number one or two. Which one are you going for?
Number one.
Number one. Okay. So the first one is people who comment on your food. So I hold my hands up. I did this to my mum the other day, and I'm so sorry, but she had like mackerel from a tin that stunk the house out. So I was like, what's that smell? I didn't realise it was a food. And then I did quickly apologise to her. But if you're making food and then you being like, ew, why are you eating that? Or, ew, that stinks. Oh, do you know at school, did you ever have tuna sandwiches?
On a few occasions, and every time I go, "Oh, it just smells of fish."
Exactly. It's like, let me enjoy my food. It puts you off your food. And like, I'm not saying who, they will know who they are. But I was making me lunch. I think I made, what did I make? I think it was a jacket potato. And I put some crisp with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that, but it was something. And they were like, why are you eating that with that?
I remember getting a text from you, genuinely really angry
No,
that this had
I
just
wasn't
happened.
angry. I love this person to bits.
But you were angry that this had happened.
I was annoyed.
Angry.
Don't judge someone's food.
You
But
came
that's
across like,
normal.
you know, the red guy in Inside Out. That's
No.
how your text read.
No, I didn't mean it like that. And number two is, okay, I'm going to set the scene. Close your eyes. You're at a party. The buffet is now open. So you go to the buffet. He's dancing. That's a lie. You never dance at parties. You look so funny. I'll keep going. I love this. And the buffet's open, so you go and get food. You're not at the front of the queue. And people who are at the front of the queue decide to pile their plates up so high, leaving hardly any food for everyone else. And another way this can be is if you're having a small gathering and you have like, I don't know, do you know you have to make your own stuff?
I know.
So let's say you're having pizza and you want seconds. But you're one of them people who fill your plate up in the first place and they go back for seconds. And when they go back to seconds and they know it's not enough for everyone to have seconds, they go, they don't even ask, does anybody want to split this back, like slice of pizza? Does anybody want to share this? Or even go, does anybody else want seconds? But we're British, so we're not going to speak, are we? And they just take the whole pizza and eat it. Do you get me?
I get you. It's disgraceful. That's like going into uh, a a church and taking all the Bibles.
Not giving them out, just keeping them for yourself.
Yeah.
It's just, it annoyed me this one time and I got really angry, but I was like, no, don't get offended, be a good person and move on. But it was annoying because I was like, oh, does anybody want to share this thing with me? And then they were like, oh yeah, I'll have some, I'll share. And then the person behind me just went and took a whole thing.
So you're saying be a good person, move on. How long ago did this happen?
I haven't thought about this until the other day.
But when did this happen?
Christmas.
This Christmas?
Yeah.
And how many months ago was that, Rach?
Mm,
Could it maybe have been 5?
yeah. Oh, it's just people need to be more considerate.
Yes, they do. Them
And
darn people. Ugh.
it's like when you stole the best sweet in my pick and mix.
Right. I'm not going to go into this because I'm saving this up. It's in my book of pet peeves for next week. But trust me, this is such an annoying story. So we'll end our pet peeve segment here so you don't eat into valuable podcast content for next week. Welcome back to our next segment of the podcast. This is Phone a Friend, and we have got with you today your brother and your sister-in-law, Matt and Amy. Take it away, boys.
Hey, Why Not Podcast. It's Nathaniel
And Amy.
here, and we've got a question for you.
Yeah. I'll ask the question.
Alright.
Okay. So, out of the two of you, who does the most housework?
Aye.
So out of the two of us, Rach, who does the most housework? And I think this is a question that'll divide us.
50-50.
100% it's me.
Okay, so if you're at my house, you'll do the work.
Yes, as the guest. I wash all
Well,
your
you're not
pots
really a guest, are you?
and dry your pots. I'm pretty sure the first time I was round, one of the first things I did at your house was wash your pots.
On that Friday night, we didn't have any pots to wash.
Yeah, we did. You had pots and you were told off for leaving them. And you got annoyed, so I washed them. And since then, it's become a tradition that when I'm round, your mum says, Rach, wash your pots, and I wash all your pots, and you stand there and tell me I'm doing it.
You just do it, but you wash pots really weirdly, so I can't watch him actually do it, or I'll take over.
I wash pots like a person who doesn't want to be washing pots, but will wash your pots.
Yeah, but then I say, I'll wash them. You went, no, I'll do it.
Yeah, because if I say yeah, you'll get annoyed at me.
But when we're not together, I think I do the most housework.
In your house, yeah, not in my house. When we're not together, I do more in my house. Because
No, you
I'm
don't.
not
Who
essential.
wash your clothes? Your mum. Who
Not
irons your
always.
clothes? Your mum.
Not
Who
always.
dries your clothes? Your mum.
The
Who
washer.
washes all your
Dryer.
pots? Your mum. Not always.
90% of the time, because
I do it 100%, or I'll get beaten.
I don't think you'll get beaten.
I have to do my own clothes, dry my own clothes. I have to wash my own bedding. I have to clean my own room.
I clean my own room.
I do so much more than you.
That is incorrect. Because, yeah, mum might wash and dry and
She
iron
brings
clothes.
stuff up to your room. She brings you a cup of tea and she brings you food to your room. I have to go down and get off my backside and get stuff.
She does that when we're on a FaceTime call so that we can have more time together. She'll be like,
My mum doesn't. I have to go down and make it myself.
So there we go. This issue isn't with me, is it? This issue is with Kath. I think you're calling her out for a challenge on this podcast.
My mum does a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but I do more work in the house than you, and that was the question. It is the moment you have been waiting for. Burning question.
Burning question this week, Rachel.
Yep.
Why would anyone play Jumanji?
There's 2 points you can go for this time.
Okay.
1, they didn't know what happens in Jumanji.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, they're idiots.
Yes. But my argument would be, like, maybe not so much. So in the new Jumanji, I could understand why the group of people that get stuck in it played it. But in the first Jumanji, or the very beginning of the new Jumanji, like, random people just find this game. And I think if you find a random game, you don't just play it, especially if the game you find is a board game and you think, oh, I don't like board games. And overnight, it transforms itself into a PS1 game.
I don't know.
Like, if you find one in the streets, if I found someone's Animal Crossing for a Switch out in the streets, I'm not going to put it in.
I would.
Well, I wouldn't, because I accept there's a very high chance I'd get sucked into the world of Animal Crossing and I'd have to catch yellow butterflies for the rest of my life.
And sell turnips.
Yeah, and I'm not down with that life. I'm happy to play Animal Crossing, but I don't want to have to live on this abandoned vacation island with 2 pandas. That's not the kind of person I can be, right?
I don't think it would happen in real life.
What, you don't think I'd really get sucked into a video game?
Mm-mm.
You never know, because it's not happened yet. Doesn't mean it can't happen.
It
On
won't
another
happen.
topic, if there was a video game you had to get trapped inside of, or a board game, what would it be?
Any game.
Any game whatsoever.
I've got 2.
Go on.
Nintendo dogs.
Nintendogs. Yeah.
Yeah. Just look after dogs.
Who wouldn't?
Or Sims.
Or Sims, because you can be yourself inside a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect that. I'd quite like to get stuck in the new and as yet unreleased Lego Star Wars game, because boy, what yeah,
There's a new Peaky Blinders game.
there is a new Peaky Blinders game coming out. I am getting that next month, I think.
If I got stuck in there, I would not be upset.
See, as much as you enjoy Peaky Blinders, I think you would suck in the world of Peaky Blinders. Like, if you had
I'd
to
be
be
great.
a gangster,
Oh, I can.
you think you can be a gangster? Go on, give me your best interrogation. I owe you money.
Where is the money?
What money?
The money you stole.
I didn't steal it. I just owe it you.
Oh. I'll go get Tommy Shelby.
So your response to being a gangster is to get someone else to do it for you?
Yeah, people are scared of Tommy Shelby.
I don't think I would be.
Tommy, I can speak like Ada.
I think they should make a Peaky Blinders bit in Madame Tussauds, but then
Oh my gosh, yes.
they make Tommy Shelby look like a normal person, and then they just turn the heat up loads, and eventually it'll look like Tommy Shelby because he looks like a melted waxwork.
Ben, we always have this debate. Sophie, I am on your side. Tommy Shelby is fine.
In that case, Matt, I'm on your side. He does look like a melted waxwork, and people won't know who Matt and Soph are. So, unless you're friends of Matt and Soph, in which case, hi guys.
Yeah. Well, that is my answer to your question, that either idiots or they don't understand
Yeah,
the game.
I think they're definitely idiots, and that settles it. Really, you have to be an idiot to want to play Jumanji.
Mm.
Although speaking of that, I have ordered the Jumanji Switch game, so we'll find out.
Crap.
I'd quite like to get stuck in my Nintendo Switch if I could jump in between every game.
Idiot.
No, because I could be in all the Lego games.
Idiot.
Lego Incredibles. Honey, where's
crazy.
my super suit? What? Where's my super suit? Why do you need it? I need it. Don't you think about running off doing no dare and do? We've been planning this evening for 3 whole months.
And on that note, we will wrap up the podcast.
The public is in danger. My evening is in danger.
We are going to be posting something on Instagram on stories where you can give us ideas of what you would like to hear on podcasts. So let us know if you want an advice podcast, if you want ones like we're already doing,
or if you have
tips and
burning
tricks.
questions.
Yeah, burning questions. So make sure you look out on our Instagram, which is what?
Why not _the podcast?
So keep your eye out for that. Thanks for listening.
I am the greatest good you are ever gonna get. I've been Ben.
And I've been Rachel, and you've been listening to Why Not? The podcast.
Join us next week when we ask the question, would it suck to be a Disney princess?